What's up, guys? Welcome. I just got a walking treadmill for my desk, and we're going to see if I can walk and work at the same time because I'm sick of. At first, I was sick of sitting at my desk, and then I got sick of just standing. So we're going to see if I can actually, I mean, can we get some work done while we're walking? That's the question. It's the question on everyone's mind. Is it possible to work and walk? For those of you who are new, I'm always complaining about my lower back. I think I fucked it up sitting for so long, for so many years, and got to make some changes, huh? So I'm not too sure what I'm working on or what I should work on. I have some videos that I can edit. It's Saturday. Don't really feel like it. It's going a little slow. Also, if any of you were watching last night's stream, it ended with my camera falling to the ground. My camera is $3,500, my lens is $1,300. Camera seems to be okay. The lens is functional, but the aperture on the lens is broken, and I'm really sad about it. I think this walking is I'm gonna have to get used to it. And if this walking doesn't work, we're gonna have to change careers and get into like personal training or something that's gonna force me into more movement. Hello to anyone out there. Just walking today, testing out this under the desk treadmill. The typing's a little hard while walking, but I seem to be the scrolling and walking seems to be okay. But my lower back doesn't feel so great on this, so it's already not a good sign at all. Treadmill isn't as loud as I thought it would be, which is good. Oh, fuck yeah. Maybe I can bring this desk up higher. Hmm. Oh no, he's gonna spell it out. Oh, don't do it, BLM. No, oh no. I mean, I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks, BLM. Appreciate you. I really hope, you're not in too much pain, my man. If you need a vent, let me know. I got ears. I'm here to listen. I know you might be going through a hard time. What up, Phoenix? I'm testing. I just got a desk treadmill, and I'm just kind of testing that out to see if I'll be able to actually work and walk at the same time. Because I'm sick of sitting at my desk. I got a standing desk, and then just standing at the desk also kind of is annoying. So I'm testing a desk treadmill. So far, I just hooked it up. This is 20 minutes in. What's up, Mehmet? I saw you last night. For anyone who was watching last night, the stream ended with my camera falling to the ground, and I broke my lens. Not happy about that. A $1,300 lens. Sucks. I mean, nothing's too interesting going on. Not a lot of people are here on a Saturday. All the marketing gurus out there tell you to go live, so I'm testing out going live. I don't know if I'm entertaining enough in general to be like a streamer. I have a TikTok that has like 10,000 plus followers talking about crypto stuff, but I got booted. I can't go live on TikTok because I got suspended. So here I am on YouTube, but I don't have as big of a following on YouTube because it's harder, but whatever. Yeah, but I'm here to talk about anything. Anyone got questions? What's your guys' favorite token? Your highest target prediction in Bitcoin? We talking this year? We talking ever? Give me a time frame. Mehmet, I know, as we discussed last night, I know English isn't your first language. Maybe I'll try to do a translate for you again. We'll go to Google Translate. We'll go to Turkish. This year or let's see if I'm translating. It is harder to type and walk. For 4 years myself, Render is your favorite token. Interesting. Is it because you consider it to have use case? Because what is Render? Do people buy the token to have access to GPUs, I think? Or am I completely wrong? 4 years puts you at, what year are we in now? 2024? So you're a 2020 guy. So you came in probably when NFTs started popping, probably around GameStop, AMC. I was in 2017. I think I bought in at 16,000, and then it crashed, and then it went down to like, I think 3,000, and I freaked out. I'm pretty sure I sold back then. Yeah. I like it because I bought in at $1. Classic crypto response. That's awesome. I mean, I'm not sure how long that's gonna last, meaning, how do I put this? Being able to just like buy tokens for cheap and everything go up. I'm not sure how many more cycles we have of that, but while it's still here, might as well. Before Doge was a penny. Awesome. Yeah, I forgot Doge had a fucking huge run too. What do you think? What do you think about runes? Dogcoin is supposed to be the biggest meme coin on Bitcoin. I don't know if you have gotten into runes yet, but I like Dog token. I think that's a project led by Leonidas. He created the rune stones. I don't know if he created it, but he's like the leader of the rune stones. For the entire bull period, Mehmet, the entire bull period. This cycle, I feel I was saying 250K before everyone else was saying that. And so now that I feel everyone is kind of in alignment with 250K, I don't think it's going to be that. So I don't know if I think it's going to be lower or higher. This bull cycle, I also don't know what's going to happen after the election. That's tough. So I'm throwing darts in the dark here, and I'll say like 130K. I'll say 130K. I don't know why I'm saying that though. I also now think that with the ETFs and BlackRock being able to basically short Bitcoin very easily, I think it can be controlled a little more. And so I'm not sure we're going to keep getting these multiple X returns. So yeah, I'm going to shoot lower than, but overall, I think my kids will see $1 million Bitcoin if I have kids. So yeah, Phoenix, research dog. It's, really simple in a sense of what they're trying to do. They're literally just trying to be the biggest meme coin on Bitcoin. They're taking the dog narrative. They're keeping it really simple. There has to be a dog token. Shout out Kabosu, by the way. Passed away the other day, the Dogecoin dog. The real Shiba Inu passed away. Really sad. Rest in peace. But Leonidas, yeah, wants to... Basically, there's so much liquidity on Bitcoin compared to Ethereum. And so, like, if you take the highest dog coin on Ethereum, which is Dogecoin, really simple. Just bring a dog over to Bitcoin. So, thoughts on some people predicting a shorter bull run this cycle due to the pre-halving all-time high? I don't know. I think people are always going to be predicting stuff. I try to stay away from like clout stuff, and I'm really interested in figuring out like the end game, meaning like I'm not sure how long the whole Wild West thing is going to last. It's closing in pretty fast, and I'm more interested in like what's actually going to be still standing. And so my whole thing is I never think crypto goes mainstream ever. What I think is going to happen is the thing that comes out of crypto is going to be blockchain technology, and really the thing that's going to be used the most, like that's going to bring the masses into crypto, isn't going to be gaming, isn't going to be NFTs. It's simply going to be USDC. It's going to be stable coins. Whether you want to label that crypto or not, I don't, you can discuss that, but I think stable coins is what brings crypto to the masses. I think one day all of your banking apps, you're going to hit one of those things of I accept without reading the terms and conditions, and it's basically going to tell you all of your USD, all of your fiat is going to be converted into stablecoin, and you won't even know it. And so I think you'll be using the blockchain, sending USDC without even knowing it. And like, I really, beyond that, I don't see a big use case for anything else crypto. So I think Bitcoin survives. I'm actually like 60-40 on ETH. Now that the ETFs are approved, maybe 80%. I think Dogecoin continues, and then maybe Litecoin and a few other of the OG tokens. And after that, we don't need Solana. Like, those things will become really small communities and fade away, or they'll become a super niche, just how they are now. Like, I think if you take the scale in how many people are in the world, right? Sure, in just the crypto space, Solana might be like popular. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but I just don't think when I play it out, I don't think there's going to be much that comes out of this other than USDC and a faster banking network. That was a very long answer that, meant nothing. Oh, we are 32 minutes in. I wonder if I can see how long I've walked. My speed, oh, that's my speed. Oh, distance is coming up. It's 0.75, almost a mile. That's nothing. Do you use Lobster Wallet at all? Do you know anything about, oh no, never heard of Lobster Wallet. What is Lobster Wallet? Do you know anything about Aphrium or AAMD? I don't. Feel free to give me a brief description. I definitely get what you mean. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Chainlink maybe too. Chainlink seems to be, but it also, again, I think narratives play such a big role in the space, everyone's just trying to convince each other of like what adjectives and like what buzzwords, you know, if you can convince a bunch of people that this project is working on a bunch of buzzwords, you can get them to invest. But like, I really don't know how many projects are doing real things. Everyone says every project has use case. They're building great tech and, you know, but, you know, ship a product that people use or you're going to zero. Stellar Lobster Wallet. I've obviously heard of Stellar. I used to do some video work for Metallicus, whose CEO is Marshall Hayner, who worked with Stellar. I have not really used or heard of Lobster. Actually, yeah, I haven't. Marshall used to talk about lobsters because I think he's from Maryland, but maybe that was I don't think that had to do with Lobster Wallet. Treadmill needs to be mining Bitcoin. You're right. Wow, there's an idea. There's an idea. We need to get a project. Okay. You're on to something there. I like it. Yeah. Like, or work to earn. I guess that's the same as proof of work, but like, yeah, I like it. Something about exchanging calories for tokens. I like I like that. I like it a lot. I like it. What else? What else you guys into? Solana, you guys meme people, meme token people. Let's go crypto. Welcome, Baylor Bear. Is Baylor Bear from, I'm assuming, Baylor the college? Are they the Bears? Their mascot? I guess I could look that up really quick. Baylor College mascot. Oh, I see a bear. I think it is. Go Baylor Bears. Ondo. Ondo Finance. Baylor University. Okay, I knew it. Yeah, Ondo. I think they're listed on Coinbase too, right? Or no? And that's not the one that Arthur Hayes is in, correct? Arthur is in Athena. There's so much shit going on. Like, man, like when I started in 2017, there wasn't even stable coins yet. Like the only game to play was trade alt and BTC pairs. That was the only thing. Like to buy an altcoin, you had to have Bitcoin. There was no stable coin. And so the only game was to stack sats, was to trade your Bitcoin for an altcoin just to get more Bitcoin. That was the only one game. That was it. Very simple. Now there's a million games. NFTs, farming, staking, yield farming, fucking everything. It's wild. Couldn't tell you about Arthur. I believe it's run by 2 former Goldman guys. That sometimes scares me too. I'm not saying you're wrong or anything, but sometimes these people get paid just to put their picture on a website to be able to spin a narrative about, right, like it's run by 2 Goldman guys. And they'll get fucking paid just to have their picture on there and say they're a partner. And so I don't know, maybe it's paranoia or something, but sometimes those scare me. No memes into utility projects and data storage plus ISOs and AI, few DeFi. That's a lot. It's a lot to keep track of. I'm proud of you though for not being in memes, not getting caught up in that, because that's wild. Utility projects is really also, like I was saying earlier, it seems to be utility isn't really utility. It's more of convincing other people that the project could potentially have utility. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, USDC has utility and not much else. Because the utility is being basically a dollar, a blockchain dollar, blockchain gift card. It sounds like the November 2025 deadline for banks to be ISO compliant is when we will all be millionaires and soon after. The projects that ring a bell when you bring up ISO compliant are Corium and the Metallicus ecosystem. Those are two systems two projects that Metallicus is the only project I've seen put out an actual video of them using their tech to send, I think, their wrapped version of USDC in a completely ISO compliant way. It's a messaging system. It's the only one I've seen. Everyone else is just saying words. But I'm not saying that they're lying, but it's the only one I've seen. XPR, yeah. I actually, it used to be Proton. They changed their branding to XPR Network. But yeah, them and Corium are the only ones that I've seen actually like focus and implement ISO stuff. But I don't know how hard that is. Meaning, say there's some day where there's a switch turned on and you have to be ISO compliant. I wonder if there's like a bunch of other projects it's not that hard to implement, or maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. I really am. I have no idea. I'm not a dev. I don't know what it takes. Up 50% in a month. Ondo, there's a lot of projects that have been up. But I mean, that's great for you if you got a bag. Let's get the likes up. I don't go live too much, but all of the marketing gurus say that's the thing to do, and so here I am. Follow me on TikTok. That's where I have my most followers. I think I'm at 10,000 or 10,700 something. But I got banned from going live on TikTok, so trying to build up YouTube and Instagram. I do a lot of news reviews. I try to stay out of like clout chasing and like green screens videos where you're just pointing at something and trying to like, I don't know, just being like bullish. This is so bullish. This project is building the future. I hate those. But I respect the game. There's a lot of TikTokers who, that's the way to get people to follow you, get really bullish and excited about a project. I understand. I just think in the long run, I think if I can just place myself as a person to trust, no biases. I mean, other than natural biases, but like, I don't know. I just don't want to be like a scammer type person. SHX, haven't heard of it. Live in Riches, what do you think about XPR now? I know there was some conflicts in the community. I know a couple big community members that left. I want to know your opinion. My plan is to stay in stable, large projects for now. Make steady profits, then when FOMO hits new highs, take my profits and put it in meme coins. That sounds, let's try to take this apart. Stay in stable / large projects. Large projects, meaning like dinosaurs, like Chainlink and Stellar and all that. And the only thing that worries me is in that there's almost in that sentence, in that strategy, there's almost like an underlying trust you have that there won't be another type of like FTX implosion. Because I personally think Tether goes down. I don't know when, but I think that's the next black swan event, if you will. I think regulation tightens in on Tether, and I think they go under, and I think USDC becomes the main stable, and all of the big banks, I think all of the big banks will have their own stable coin. JP Morgan coin, Wells coin, Bank of America coin, and I think that's how it plays out, personally. I actually watched the 2017 bull cycle. Me too. That's when I got in. Or I got in 2017. I got in 2019, hit on the 2021 cycle. Now this will be my second bull cycle. Okay, but Yosef, the question is, did you round trip your hit on the 2021 cycle? Because I think anyone who got in in 2020 saw numbers on a screen that were really high, myself included, and did not take profits, and now their numbers are much lower. I mean, I hope you took some. I hope you took most. But I got to get going for now. See you all off the coast of Morocco. Oh, I thought that's where you say you lived. I'm like, I want to come visit on our new yachts. All right. Later, Phoenix. Top 100 projects. Baylor Bear, when it comes to 100 projects, I think if you go on CoinMarketCap and go down all the 100, I bet I don't think they're all relatively safe to stay in, but I might be wrong. I wonder what is the 100th coin on CoinMarketCap right now. XPR was created here in my city, San Francisco. Yes, it was. XPR and Mantle will do well. When you say Mantle, I think you mean metal, because metal is Metallicus' other. They just built out their Metal L2, which is part of the Optimism superchain. I think that's awesome. I'm a big fan. I actually worked for Metallicus for a while, just doing some video work for them. If you go on Metallicus' YouTube, you'll see my face. I did a couple of their podcasts. I was the host. If Tether goes under, would there be anything worth buying besides Bitcoin? Yeah, I think so. I mean, if we're running the simulation, Tether goes down, brings down a lot of things with it. Yeah, I think, well, obviously, there's good value in anything that you think has the chance to at least be here in the end. There's Bitcoin. I think Dogecoin. I still think that some way, because Elon just loves to mess with everyone, I think there is some way, because Elon's working on transmitter licenses, money transmitter licenses, to be able to bring all of your payment needs into Twitter or X. I really think he does use Dogecoin as a currency. I really do. It's not even cryptic. He tells you like the most absurd thing always happens, and he's a big fan of Dogecoin. So I think Dogecoin would be great. I think Dogecoin and Litecoin also get ETFs next, and Dash as well. No one ever talks about Dash, but it's still around. I sure did. I staked through the bear season. Awesome. But I still got a few bags from 2020 to sell. Plus I accumulated through June of 2022 to now. So I'm in deep. Good to hear. Good to hear. I think, yeah, the most important thing in my experience is to just if you're not using money that you need to buy groceries or pay rent, you're good. Like, and if you can like find a way to lower your monthly budget and just keep putting like a little bit into these projects, like, you know, that dollar cost averaging, if you will, or just wait for a dip. But if you can keep just using money that you don't need for anything else, I think that's the best way to play. Also, it depends on your situation, like your age. Do you have kids? Do you have a family? It is very case specific now that I think about it. But yeah, the opportunity is still like wild. It's wild that there's been so many cycles where so much money has been made and lost, and it continues to happen. That's what's crazy. I'm going to go see what is the 100th coin on CoinMarketCap. Pancake swap. Interesting, actually. 89 eCash. See, some of the top 100, there's no chance that they last. Jasmy Coin, sorry, that's not going to last. Bitcoin SV, 72. Satoshi Vision, come on now. Anyway. Exactly, that's what I've been doing since 2021. Really sacrificing, I really believe. Yeah, good for you. And like, it's really hard. It's really hard to even thinking long term can only mean like a year, but that's still hard for people because they get so anxious about comparing their life to the Twitter person who said they just got, 100x overnight. It's so hard to digest that and just understand that 0.00001% of people have that experience, and the other experience is to just stay in the game and to not, need the money that you're investing, and you'll be fine. And yeah, if you can make some sacrifices to throw even a little bit more, those compound, and you'll be good. Largest holdings: Bitcoin, AVAX, Render, SCI, and Ondo. I missed out on SCI, meaning I have no idea what it is. But I think the people I follow a lot of OGs on Twitter. Actually, in when the FTX market crashed, what year is that? 2022. I did a holiday, in AI just came out, AI art generations, and I made a holiday collection. It's on OpenSea. NFT collection. I took all of the OG Twitter guys and turned them into like holiday characters, like Santa, reindeer, snowmen. Um, anyway, what was I saying with that? Oh, a lot of the guys I respect for the OGs, they talked about SEI, and I just I never gave it time because there's so much out there now. But AVAX is a lot of, like Metallicus's entire ecosystem is a fork of AVAX, I believe. AVAX has great technology and great devs. 90% of these coins will not last past 2030. I would go as far as 95%. There's so many tokens out there. And like, I think what people forget or people don't consider is that once there's like really good clarity on what's allowed and what's not, there's going to be a whole host of new coins and tokens that are completely compliant and completely, you know, that are going to do way better than anything now. Like, if the masses ever do come in, they're going to be buying new stuff, not any old stuff. Which is why, again, yeah, I really try to focus on like what has the chance of actually still being here after the regulation crunch. And there's very, very few. I watched an interview with SEI founders and invested immediately. Dude thinks on a different level. I was also somewhat early. Oh, Injective was another one that did really, really well. I'll make a note to go look for at SEI. I mean, I know, again, it wouldn't be to get a big multiple, but if you say, when you said watching the founder speak, I think that's a big thing in being able to see if a project's going to last. It's not whether the founder's popular. It's not whether the founder is good at like memeing and crypto stuff. It's really like if you watch the founder speak and you're like, this guy gets it, yeah, you put your chips behind him. That's why I'm a big fan of the Metallicus ecosystem. I've watched Marshall. I've listened to Marshall a bunch of times, and I think he gets it. So I'll have to go look at the SEI guy. Anyone excited for stablecoin Flare, USDX, and Ripple? Ripple RLUSD. Ripple and stablecoins and Ripple and anything, that narrative is so old. We've been waiting. There's the whole court case, and then Ripple's going to be the new economy, and so sick of it. Personally. When I learned how to trade and read charts in 2017, I used to look forward to instant gratification, and I've lost a lot of money. That's how you learn. You got to lose money. I had to learn. Yep. Absolutely. Patience is key. Learning to cut your losses is key. Risk management is key. Have stop losses. I mean, the strategy is simple, but playing the game is hard. But I mean, it kind of in any sport too, right? Like it's, I don't know, baseball. Simple. Hit the ball where the outfielders are not, get on base, score runs, play good defense, and you win. But the difficulty is in playing the game. But the game of crypto is also very simple. Manage your risk, let winners ride, trim the tree on the way up, take some profits, have stop losses, stay in the game, and you'll win. But again, harder to play because your emotions, again, if you're using any sort of money that should be used towards bills or like maintaining your life, that's bad news. Ripple was the first crypto I ever bought. I retired from the XRP army. Okay. I mean, did you buy it at Baylor University? I bought ETH. ETH was my first crypto. Again, I bought ETH in 2017, where you could only buy ETH with Bitcoin. There was no stablecoin. I'm thinking about selling my Super investment and move it into another project. What do you think of? I have not heard of Super. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I could Google it now, but or is it on CoinMarketCap? I imagine it is. Superverse? I mean, just by the sound of it, sorry. Anything verse, I don't think is good. Metaverse, Sandbox, I mean, I don't know about those. Verse, whatever verse seems to be a gimmick. It's at $1. What's its all-time low? 7 cents. All-time high, $4.73. It looks like it's been around though. Its all-time high was in 2021. I don't know. What is Superverse? Do you actually use it? Once you really learn, it's hard, but I've just started focusing on the cycles. Yeah, but you have to think at some point those cycles end. And I think they get closer to traditional finance cycles. But yeah. Sometimes though, what am I trying to say? That I guess, yeah, play the game in cycles until that game ends as a response to myself, actually. So, yeah. It's got that famous streamer behind it, Alex Beck. I don't think he's a streamer. Alex Beck was a newscaster, right? But what is it? Is it just a... Oh, Alex Becker? I don't know who that is. But, I mean, what is it? What does the project do? Is it just a streaming platform? And what, people get tokens for watching stuff? What is the purpose of Super, of the token? Let's see how far I've gone so far. 1.5 miles. And, oh, we're just over an hour. That's kind of cool. Provide 50K to liquidity for 10% rewards a month. And catch bottoms. I don't know what that was a response to. I forgot what I asked. Oh, and catch bottoms, but I do read. These cycles will lessen to a minimum. Yeah. Yeah, I think regulations will. I mean, I think the good thing that might come out of regulation is clarity. And then I imagine more liquidity is willing to come into the game now that there's rules, and now that, you know, hopefully a lot of the scammy stuff is removed. That leaves room for some real runners. That's the good thing. Because right now, everything is so... All the liquidity that's in the space is just everywhere. It's a gaming consortium. They have, what does that mean? They have a group called Neo Tokyo. But what does that mean? What do they do? I want to say Avalanche may have joined up with them. But again, that could just mean, hey, let's put Avalanche name on our website. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like combative. I'm just curious. Because, I mean, I don't know. Superverse, it just kind of sounds weird. Like, I don't know. But maybe, I mean, something like that, maybe the name is part of the reason why it can be a good project. Because it sounds like there was a token in the Metallicus ecosystem called Loan, L-O-A-N, and I literally invested in it because I think the name is great for when DeFi does get regulated and like it's okay to use. A token called Loan seems like it's got its use case is in its name. Loan. Superverse. Maybe that's the same thing. I wonder... I wonder if I can do this every day. I mean, maybe... Again, the typing is kind of hard to do while walking, but I can do a lot of mouse stuff. One of their focuses are NFTs. See, I'm already turned off again because I think all of these platforms try to like be a one-stop shop for everything, and once you start to become a one-stop shop for gaming, NFTs, payments, all of this, you just get, you're not good, you're not the best at any of them, and you have to be the best at one of those things. I understand as a company to stay relevant, to like include it in your arsenal, but I think it's a red flag to me that if a company is trying to be an all-in-one shop, like focus on gaming, be the best gaming platform. I mean, I guess I might take that back because I guess you can say NFTs can be included in games. I take that back. So, I mean, yeah, if you're implementing NFTs in gameplay, I retract my statement. Just focus on that, though. Don't be a payments platform or a staking or any of that. Focus on games. I'm not very high on NFTs this cycle. One reason why I'm thinking about moving that money. One NFT project that I do like still is VeeFriends. I do think, I know there's a lot of Gary Vee haters out there and think he's a scammer, but I mean, if you actually do listen to him and watch his stuff, like, he's the perfect kind of CEO. Like, he's always building. And just because he's not in your face with everything, even though he kind of is, Like he's building that thing out, and he's got the great long-term view on it. He's making great partnership. He's going to have an animated series, a YouTube kids show. I like VeeFriends a lot. Other than that, I've made videos in the past in saying like I don't like when everyone was trying to come up with these holy grails like CryptoPunks. I think there's still a chance that those maybe go to zero. Again, I think there's so much space, there's so much room for this ecosystem to grow once regulation gets started and everyone just naturally starts spending USDC, that there could be a point in time where everything before it just becomes old and no one cares about it. And it becomes like CryptoPunks will become like something today where like a very, very few group of people like cherish it and think it's cool, like antiques. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be really, really valuable. I don't think it's going to be like a really valuable art piece. I really don't. Developers build games on Super because it has a good blockchain for mobile games. Developers build games on Super. So there's games right now. If I go to Superverse, I can play a game because it has. I actually don't play games, but I'm wondering if that's the case. It has a good blockchain for mobile games. Is there an actual product? Because there is. In the XPR community, there is a project where, again, I've seen actual video proof. One of the there's a community dev who's building something with either Unity or what's the other, Unreal Engine or Unity. And because XPR network is gasless, there's no fees, he's able to do a lot of cool stuff. And you can see there's tests where in the game the character moves and gets a token, and you see it actually show up in your wallet. It's really cool. But I don't know a lot about gaming. That's just something I saw and I thought was really cool. So many projects out there, but personally for me, I had to consolidate into top tier projects. Are you talking about Super, Joseph? If you could only pick 5 projects. Oh, asking Joseph. I like that name, Joseph El Bebe. MoneyGram. Is that a project? A blockchain project? But I like where you're going. Like, meaning like sending payments is the thing that will revolutionize, that will come out of crypto, that will revolutionize. It's not going to be gaming. It's not art. Sure, those might have communities and projects, but it's payments. Payments will be the thing. Like I said, my theory is that one day You'll be scrolling your banking app. You'll open up your banking app. There'll be a new terms of service that you don't read. You click I accept because you don't care. And what you accepted to was them transferring all of your, they might even give you a 5% prize for transferring all of your fiat into USDC stablecoin. And then you're sending, whenever you use your banking app, you're using USDC without even knowing it. And I think, or in your banking app, it'll turn into your bank's coin, JP Morgan coin, Bank of America coin. And then to send it to other banks, it'll go through USDC, some kind of conversion. But to actually think, I'm sorry, that big banks we're just going to let crypto come in and destroy them. To actually, if you actually thought that was going to happen, you're crazy. You're crazy. In theory, is it a great superhero journey story? Absolutely. Would you love to think that banks were just stupid and they didn't think crypto was going to be a thing and blockchain technology? Like, to have this idea that banks are just old men who don't understand is crazy. My 5 would be Bitcoin, AVAX, Render, Ondo, and Beam. I like Bitcoin and AVAX. I'll be 50-50 on keeping Render in the top 5. I would definitely throw ETH in there. I'd definitely throw Dogecoin in there. And I'd probably put Chainlink. Greetings, what's your thoughts on Brett and Pepe? If I'm not mistaken, Brett is on Base, correct? And Pepe is on Ethereum. But I've heard that there is Bepe, B-E-P-E, and I think that's Base's Pepe. I might be wrong. But I do think Base definitely has its DeFi summer, if you will, or its NFT summer, and I think there is a time period where Base tokens do very, very, very well. And so I would definitely have Brett in my portfolio. Later, Baylor Bear. Appreciate you. There's really only 4 or 5 of us, but yeah, I think it was fun. Or it is fun. Catch you on the flip side. Go Baylor. Nasreddin. That's the first time I've heard of that name. I like seeing names that I've never seen before. I've never met I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Nasreddin. Okay, I think we're almost 2 miles in. Yep, 1.91 miles. What drink is this? This is Oxy Shred. It was on sale. I think all energy drinks are awful for you, but I drink them anyway. And it was on sale. I try to get the ones that are, I hate paying $2 for an energy drink because that's absurd to me. And it was on sale, I think 2 for $3. So $1.50, not bad. But it's Oxy Shred Kiwi Strawberry. I put some money on Brett and Pepe. Are you talking about Bepe though, or Pepe? Because I'm pretty sure Nasreddin is an Arabic name. Awesome. Have you heard of Bepe? I put it in the chat. I think it's a blue. I think it's the Pepe Frog, but he's blue. Because Coinbase is blue, and he's on Base. And Brett is the dog or the cat? Is Brian Armstrong's dog, right? I might be wrong. Or he could also be a frog. Let's see. Oh, he looks like he's also a frog. I thought Brett was... Or is he a frog? He's also a blue frog. What? Am I crazy? Beppe is a blue frog as well. I don't know what's going on anymore. Pepe Green. Okay, so the green frog. You're in the classic Pepe. Is that a Solana token or is it Ethereum? I'm pretty sure there's a Pepe on Solana as well. Okay. ETH token. Okay, you're in Pepe ETH. Got it. What was I doing? Okay, I'm kind of new to crypto. Trade gold. Oh, a gold trader, huh? I trade gold. Gold is really weird to me. How we're still obsessed with it for fucking millennia. And what does it actually do? Do people use gold in products? I mean, I understand jewelry, but I'm saying beyond that. Is it even a good conductor of electricity? Like, we don't use it in electronics. Why? I think gold is only valuable because it's the longest thing that we've all convinced each other is valuable. That's kind of cool. And I love how Bitcoin can become the digital version of that. Probably would be Bitcoin. I don't know what SHX is. Heard of Kava. XRP I just think is a joke. I'm not sure of IMX either. I think my stream is not doing well. I apologize. I'm getting a poor... They use it in electronics? Gold? Are you sure? Are you sure? Let's do a stupid Google search. Do people use gold in computers? The role of gold in electronics. Electronics are made entirely of gold? Oh, aren't made entirely of gold. Rather, the precious and expensive metal is used for specific components such as connectors. I mean, yeah, I have some gold in my headphone jack, I guess. But that's not super valuable, right? I mean, I like my headphones, but I'm saying, like, why is it... You would think, I don't know, silicon or other things, other elements are more valuable than gold. Has high volatility, you can make bags, but it's hard. You know how it is. with market, especially news. I mean, yeah, I wish it was easy. I, I, I hate how many times you can play it out like a hindsight of like, if I bought that token and just held it for 6 months, my life would be completely different. I hate thinking about all those scenarios because there's so many of them. And when there's so many, you should be like, well, this should be easy. And then it's the day-to-day that's like messes with you and like messes it up. Anyway. Is the stream still buffering, or mine says serious issues that need attention, but nothing changed. Dropped frames, 50, not 50%. Let me know if I'm all choppy and I'll just end it. I might be ending it here soon anyway. We're at 2.11 miles, which is actually interesting. My advice to someone new to crypto, if you're investing into something just because you watched a video where someone convinced you to, I would suggest not to do that. Be very careful with who you consume information from. Obviously, don't invest any money that should be going to bills or food or family. If you have time to be on crypto Twitter a lot and can make moves fast, and like you don't have you're on your computer like all day, then I can suggest being more active. If not, I would say, take 3 months to find the project that you sniff out some projects that you like, and then dollar cost average in and just kind of be a casual viewer of the space. But it can suck you in really fast, and there's just so much. There's so much clout chasing, there's so much shilling, and there's a lot of good people at it. And if a project rugs and you don't have the time to log in and try to get your capital out, you're screwed. So I would say be prepared to take a couple big L's. Joseph knows. Do your own research is classic. But a lot of the times people think that means their research is just going and finding videos of people talking about projects. That's not research. Research is going into reading the white paper, looking at who's the CEO, looking at their LinkedIn profiles, looking at, research is doing research on the project, not watching videos of other people talking about the project. Knowing when to get in is another thing, yes. And maybe it might be helpful, but I've noticed that I think it depends on your personality type and stuff, but be aware of how you react to market conditions. Meaning, like for me, especially last cycle, every time there was an indicator where I should have taken profits, and it happened every time. And only in hindsight do I kind of understand. But for some reason, because I had a bunch of different wallets on a bunch of different exchanges, and whenever I would in my mind say, what am I trying to say? Whenever I would add up everything across the board and see how much I had invested in, within that next week, if not the next day or two, the market would drop like 20%. So like when you catch yourself kind of getting elated about the future and about how your money's growing, take a little profit every time. For me, that was a great indicator that the market hit a local top. It was always when I was counting how much money I had. Or if you find yourself, the famous one or popular one is if you find yourself on Zillow looking at houses, take profits. If you're screen sharing how much profit you made in a week, take profit. Or how much your portfolio has gone up. But so now I don't know what I'm saying, but don't watch YouTube. Yeah, I mean, the other thing though, it's intent. Sometimes I intentionally watch YouTube knowing that I'm looking for signals to either counter trade or something like that. Like you can get valuable information from YouTube, but if you go into it thinking I'm only going to listen to this guy and trust what he says, then yeah, I would say don't watch. But I think there is value on YouTube and stuff, but you have to go into it with intention. But yeah, FTX still got my money. Man, I don't know. Isn't there a company that is, I think they're paying out claims? What am I trying to say? I'm pretty sure that they've started paying back people, or there's a company who will pay you a percentage of what you're going to get back. They'll pay you now and then take your claim. It's like selling someone your claim or something. I've seen some people get their money, even though, yeah, it's not market value, which fucking sucks. Those lawyers for FTX, they made so much money. It's ridiculous. Because most people can't stomach a 30 to 40% dip and stay in with diamond hands. You actually learn over time how to be patient and to know when is the cycle tops. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think especially, but this cycle hasn't operated really how other previous cycles. Like other previous cycles, there's been a common thread of where money goes. It starts in Bitcoin, then it goes to large cap alts, then to medium caps, then to micro caps. And then there's a flush, right? And then BTC comes, BTC goes sideways, money goes into alts, alts go into medium alts, then to micro caps. Like there's been, and you kind of follow the money. But this cycle has just been memes. So I don't know. I've never played this game. This game I think is new. So it's really hard to see what, there hasn't really been a rotation out of memes. There's been other projects that have done well that aren't memes, but in previous cycles it really has been, I don't want to say simple, but there has been more clear rotations, and there's been more clear micro tops, if that even means anything, in those cycles. Meaning when micro caps rally is usually usually like the local top, and then you'd get a flush, and then Bitcoin would lead again. So Um, Nobody can guess the tops or bottoms, but over 8 years you will learn. Yeah, yes, 100%. You'll learn the patterns. If you just observe enough, yes. Your brain is very good at finding patterns. Not really. It's been certain, I can't see that word, certain something systems that pop off. I have a stupid heart in the way, and it won't show me that word. Certain, does that say ETH? ETH systems that popped off? I can't. I'm literally going to type in the chat a letter. Oh, there it goes. Oh, ecosystems. Not really. It's been certain ecosystems that popped off. Are you saying in this cycle or last cycle? Like when you say ecosystems, I see that as those were just layer one. It was the rotation into layer ones, like near AVAX. Like when you say ecosystems, I think that was just, like I said, the rotation was at that time into layer ones. I may be wrong. During the last summer, BTC then sold and AVAX ecosystems was rotating. Yeah, and then after that, it would go into microcaps. I mean, that's when Uniswap was doing great. I think a lot of people forget meme coins of this cycle were like microcaps of last cycle. Like there was a lot of microcaps that took off during just this past summer leading up to now. Last summer would put us, what, August? June of August? I can't remember what was going on last summer. Like, I wish I should do that one day. I have a couple whiteboards. I want to build out like a what happened, like maybe take it a 6-month periods and like do a like review what happened during that last cycle, just to be able to have. I should do that. I bought back into Sol at 9. I totally missed that. What's so crazy is that during you know how everyone all the influencers kind of just copy the same language as someone, and the narrative. I just remember so many people close to the top of the last cycle, they were telling everyone like, oh, you know, there will be a time where the cycle blows up, and when it happens and Solana dumps, I'm backing the truck up and buying, you know, my whole portfolio is going into Solana. Everyone was saying that. That was everyone's game plan. But what you don't realize is that when it starts to dump, even though in your head you have this idea that you think when it dumps, you're going to keep seeing that, oh, there's great value down there. But when it's actually happening, you start to question that, and then you're like, oh, well, and then the narrative was, well, Sam, SBF was involved in Solana, and so he's in jail, so instead of backing the truck up and buying Sol, like you said, at $9, like I said I was going to, I'm not going to because of these new narratives. And lo and behold, it was the best play so far. I don't even know if that made sense, but there were so many people who said they were going to buy Solana. And they're gone. Like, I don't even see them anymore. Because I can recharge 100%. Like, it takes time for it to play out. I agree with you. And I think because it doesn't happen right away, you start to question. But I definitely think, like, Ethereum followed Bitcoin, right? A cycle later, kind of, the charts. And I think the obvious play was that Solana's going to then follow Ethereum. And I think that might be the history repeats that you're talking about. That's why, yeah, I think Solana can hit 600 plus if you chart it over ETH from last cycle. I really think I hate the this time it's different whole thing, but I do think the Bitcoin ETFs, I do think that throws a wrench in everything. Just because I understand that CZ and SBF were probably manipulating the market anyway, but these players are, I think, completely different. BlackRock and all that. So exactly, and how I knew to buy regardless of the narrative and hype. Good for you, man. I had it literally. I had it on TradingView. I had a line that said buy here. I think, where was it? And I didn't do it. But I in a year prior, I had a where was it? Right here. I had at $9.86. I said go. It says go all in here, and I didn't do it. Wild. So I guess who I was talking about before was me. I was actually it was me who said I was going to buy and didn't. And I think I'm projecting that against everyone else. Good for you, though. I'm glad you did, Yosef. Good call. That's the way to do it. Like I was just talking about. If you have conviction, let it play it. And get rid of the noise. And just stick with your with your play. So good for you. What's the next one? What's the next history repeat that you see? Any we'll need a repeat of DeFi, and we'll need a repeat of the NFT cycles. I'm not saying the old DeFi coins will come back, and I'm not saying old NFT projects will, but there have to be something from the next cycle. I think it's runes. Yeah, I think runes will follow NFTs of that NFT cycle whenever everything blew up. Yeah, I'm big on runes. What do you think of runes, Yosef? I think it's just us two in here now. Yeah, you got to get rid of the noise, absolutely. Well, yeah, or you have to find the signal in the noise. It's a bunch of static white noise, and you have to tune it to the frequency that you can actually get something, a valuable signal coming out of it. Dogecoin looks good right now. I don't know what you guys think, but I mean, unfortunately, Kabosu has passed away. Theta will do at least a 20x. That's interesting. That's something I'm not sure I agree with you on this one. But it's hard for me to think, because you said Theta was a hitter for me back in 2021. It's hard for me to see anything from that era do that well again. I can't come up with a reason to think why. Rune, I've heard about it. Ooh, but I'm not invested. I actually think that's another good sign. It kind of plays out to the same narrative as NFTs were openly tradable way before, I think a year or two before they took off. And Runes just launched on the Bitcoin halving day, which was what? I think it ended up being on 420, which is hilarious. So yeah, Runes, the ecosystem, officially launched on 420. Ordinals as well. I think Ordinals and Runes, I kind of combine them into one thing, even though they are separate. But it's a good sign, I think, that you haven't invested yet, because classic means still early. But if you are looking into it, I suggest Dog. It's a very simple narrative. I don't know if you were here from the beginning of the stream, but I kind of went through it. Just a super simple, logical narrative. Dog is the meme coin on Bitcoin. No use case. It's simple logic of Bitcoin is a much, much larger market cap than Ethereum. Ethereum has its biggest dog meme coin, Doge. Dog, D-O-G, ticker D-O-G, it's a rune, will be the biggest meme coin on, they're trying to be the biggest meme coin on Bitcoin. There has to be a dog that wins. It's going to be, and the ticker is literally dog. So I know it's one of those things that it's like, it sounds so simple, there's no way it's going to work. But then I think in hindsight, you'll be like, wow, that was so simple. It's obvious that it worked. So I'm a big fan of Dog. I have a bunch. I bought into Runestones, and it was a airdrop. Dog was airdropped to all the Runestone holders. It's led by Leonidas. I don't know if you follow him on crypto Twitter. If you did follow him, you'd know of Dog, actually. So, but anyway, that's not always true. Well, I have coins from 2020 that has pumped again. But have they, did they, maybe I am wrong, because they did reach all-time highs and beyond, right? Remind me what Theta is. I think I get Theta confused with Thorchain. Or are they combined? Or, I mean, are they in the same ecosystem or no? I forget. No, Theta is not the same as Thorchain. Or they're not connected. Theta Network operates through a unique ecosystem that includes influencers, viewers, advertisers. Oh, okay. I remember seeing. This was a 2019 coin, right? Theta Network was co-founded by Mitch Liu in 2018. Yeah, I remember seeing videos for Theta. Now I get it. But, man, I guess I have conflicting ideas when it comes to that then. Part of me says, because I objectively, I think there will be something that wins that does take the model of a more fair distribution of money when it comes to content creators, advertisers, and content consumers. I do think that is going to be a huge market, and there's going to be someone or a couple that win big. And there's one narrative, or there's one side that says, because Theta's been in it since 2018, they probably have experience. And so, yeah, it makes me think that they will do very well. But then the other part of me understands virality, and sometimes a social platform takes off that's new. And just because it's been there for longer doesn't mean it's going to outwin the competition. So I guess there's two conflicting narratives there. And I think just because, like I said, this idea of a fair distribution between advertisers, content creators, and consumers, I think that's, I'm not saying it's saturated, but because it's it's going to be a huge, you also have to consider that the platforms that already are out, like Meta and Twitter, they could easily just gamify their own networks, which are already huge, and implement these dynamics. So I don't know. I don't think, I wouldn't be a fan of Theta. It's kind of like Render. Deal with high rendering graphics. Oh, and streaming ability. It's not just for social. Oh. That then makes me hesitant as well, because like I was saying earlier, in the past, I don't like projects that try to do too many things. Like, if you're focused on social, crush social. If you're focused on NFTs, crush NFTs. If you're focused on gaming, crush gaming. So if you're saying it's kind of both, it kind of makes me seem like they've kind of just been a company that kind of, or a project that kind of plays around, maybe has a good community that can distribute positive narratives, but like, it kind of makes me hesitant to think that they're kind of just jumping on what's kind of popular. Again, though, I don't have credibility to really make any claims. These are more like, I don't know enough about Theta to put any weight behind what I'm saying. I guess I naturally come at things from a cautious perspective. But I think whoever wins social, I actually think it's going to be Twitter or X. I think Elon's going to do something with the money transmitter licenses and Dogecoin. I think to tokenize social, I think X might win. But for you, I hope Theta does well if you're still in it. I'll root for Theta on the side. Because I think you're the only one here with me. Actually, let me see. And there might be two other people in here. But they're not talking. What time zone are you in, Yosef? Because I'm thinking about doing lives on my mornings. I'm Pacific PST time zone. It's like 5 o'clock p.m. for me. And I'm testing this, but I think I want to go live on mornings. Like, I think I'll wake up and maybe do 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. live streams. But I'm curious on what time zone you live. I got to do more research, but I just had bags. I didn't sell in 2021. That's all from those. Okay, I get it. So it's not like, it's obviously not your main play. Hats off to you for holding since 2021. That's awesome. I mean, you'd like to think that you'd like to get rewarded for doing that. And it's easier to assume that you will eventually get rewarded than to assume you won't. And it's a lot funner. It's a lot more fun to assume you'll get rewarded for holding. October of next year, I'm selling everything except for my 2 BTCs and my ETH. XRP, my ISOs, mostly. What are your ISOs? The only thing, I think you were here earlier, the only thing I know are Corium and either XPR network or Metal. Because I think Metal blockchain will also be ISO compliant, but I'm curious on what other ones are ISOs that you have in mind. I'm selling next year, next October. That means you're going to have to go through, man, my legs are sore. You're going to have to go through the election volatility. I wonder what that's going to bring. And you're just going to sit through that and say, I'm going to October of next year. Hats off to you. I've experienced a lot and enough to know when to get out. I have other goals. I feel you, man. Like, I even question doing crypto content because I'm tired of this. And I just kind of want to make my bag and fucking go meditate and stretch and invite friends over and make good food. Like, I want to live that life. I don't want to be in crypto if any longer than I have to, even though it's fun and it's better than other things. But I'm with you. I have other goals. I want to be. I mean, I have good climate where I am now, but I live in an apartment. But I'm in San Diego, but coastal. I want to live coastal. I might go down to Mexico. Warm climate, big kitchen, big outdoors, grass. Bring over some fucking yoga instructors. Have someone cooking some good food and just share those vibes with people. That's what I'm in it for. But I don't have plans, or not plans. I don't have a set time of when I think I'm going to sell. But yeah, definitely hold on. If you got 2 whole BTC, nicely done. And yeah, I would not touch that regardless of what happens. That's fucking awesome. I would even consider it not in your portfolio. And you're holding on to XRP. That's awesome. Algo, IOTA. Oh, those are the ISO coins? Interesting. XPX, Solo, XLM. What about Corium? I do lives. I help out. I volunteer at a local blockchain company. There's a company called Edge Wallet, and they do meetups in San Diego, and I do their live streams. And they just had the Corium guy. He came last week or 2 weeks ago, and I know he was talking about ISO stuff. San Francisco, nice. Okay. I mean, everyone says it's like Gotham City over there. And, I mean, Gavin Newsom he's my governor too. I'm in California. But he does seem like his face seems like it should be in a Batman movie. Like, two bull runs and you're good to go. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I hope so. I mean, let's just put it this way. I was a 3x away last cycle from, I had a number in mind where if I wanted my portfolio to reach. I was stupid. I didn't take profits along the way. But I had a number in mind that if I got to, I would be good for how I think I want to live the rest of my life. And I was just a 3x away. And I say that like it's easy, but as you know, last cycle, it was easy. And like, I had already done like a 20 or 30x. And then in my mind, I'm like, I just need a 3x more. And then that's when fucking Luna happened. And I lost 90%, I think, of that all-time high portfolio value. So it just, yeah, I feel I was this close. Because in your head, after a 30x of portfolio value increase, you're like, what's another 3x? To me, I thought I was a month away at the rate things were going. I had a huge bag in Crow, crypto.com. I had a huge bag, and that was going up like 40% a day, and it was wild times. I actually got a loan for 12K. Yikes, and 5,500 with and bought my second BTC. Oh, nice. Paid the loan back last August. Excellent. Nicely done. Yeah, I mean, obviously you never want to advise anyone to do that because that's the worst advice. But to each their own, and every individual is different. So yeah, if you were able to do that, I mean, now that we're friends, I'll tell you another big loss I took. I had a house in Vegas in 2018, and I wasn't intentionally selling my house to get into crypto, but I was selling my house to move out to San Diego because I was in Vegas and I was sick of it. And at the timing, I had perfect timing. I had sold my house, had a lot of equity. I was up big, and I think Bitcoin was at, I think 4,000 or 6,000, or maybe it was at 8 or something. And yeah, I had an opportunity to fucking just buy 10 and just put them to the side, but I moved out to San Diego, gave myself a runway to, you know, build a business out here. And yeah, so I had timed everything perfectly. I bought my house in 2014, had a shit ton of equity, sold it when Bitcoin was at one of its lowest and missed it. I was stupid to November of 2021. Could have been a millionaire. I know. Watched it go 38% down after I sold. I can't see that number. Something worth of. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we got similar stories somewhere in there, but yeah, the important thing is just to understand that the opportunities are always there and to not beat yourself up because that doesn't help, but learn from it, right? Ooh. This is my first time on this desk treadmill, and I think I'm gonna be sore. We're at 1.6. No, that's my speed. We've gone 2 hours. Wow. And 3 miles. I mean, the distance isn't anything. I run, but Just came back from Las Vegas 2 weeks ago. Nice. I grew up there. I lived there for, man, 20 something years. I was renting a property in San Francisco and living in Las Vegas for a year. Ooh, what area? Just to have extra money. I'm surprised you were able to have extra money in Vegas and not gamble it. Yeah, I grew up in Vegas where that was the only place you could sports bet, and the idea of having a professional team there was crazy because betting was legal there, and there was all of these like problems with that. And then literally the year I leave, they get the Raiders, and now they're getting the A's. It's just hilarious to me. And like betting is legal almost everywhere except the state I live. Stayed off Nellis and Nellis Boulevard and what? That's my house was on Boulder and Tropicana. I was right near the East Side Cannery, kind of, and Samstown. I grew up in Green Valley, though. I grew up in Green Valley. My brother lives up in like Blue Diamond area in Decatur. But when I bought my house, I remember when I looked at the house, I thought it was a lot closer to Green Valley than it actually was. And the square footage I was getting for the price was awesome. But I ended up hating it. And I bought it. I was dating a single mom. I'm an idiot. And I had bought the house because it had, I think, 4 bedrooms. And I wanted to like show her that I could, if she wanted to move in with her son, she could. I was so stupid. And I bought the house because it was bigger. But in hindsight, I got more value when I sold it too. But yeah, Boulder and Trop. I did not like the area. I didn't like my neighbors, and I felt stuck. But I do regret it. I had a 3.25 mortgage rate, and my mortgage was literally like $800 it was a 3-bed loft, 2.5 bath, and an office downstairs, huge. And at a 3.25, 800 mortgage, my rent now for a San Diego apartment is like $1,600. But like I said, I had played everything right. If I had just sold, when I sold my house, if I had just put that into Bitcoin, I would be way better off than I am now. But anyway. I stay on the street over from Betty Street. Oh, I don't know where that is. Off of Nellis and Charleston. Oh, okay. Is that up near? I think I know where that Target is. That's not up near the Stratosphere, is it? Like that side, though. I think it is actually. Yeah, Charleston's. Or the Terribles? Was there a Terribles casino? Or am I crazy? Now I might have to look at a map. Let's see. I'm really bad with maps, actually. Terrible. I knew it. Nice. Cool. Do you have property in San Francisco? Or have you ever bought property or no? Yeah, I had this mindset where I convinced myself, it's going to sound weird, but I convinced myself that just because I couldn't convince other people that Bitcoin was the best investment, that I almost lost conviction in myself because I couldn't convince other people. And it was such a dumb mentality to have. You really got to sometimes stand on your own 2 feet and just have conviction. But yeah, Target is on Nellis and Charleston. I'm looking at a map here of Charleston. Oh, there's Nellis. Okay. In-N-Out. I mean, In-N-Outs are everywhere, but I think I've been to that In-N-Out before. But yeah, cool. And then you moved back to San Francisco, I take it. Obviously, because that's where you said you are now. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, okay. I thought like I do have a cousin that was into Bitcoin when it was 35 cents. Stop. But when he told me about it, I was too busy ripping and running the streets. He used to buy computer parts using, that's wild. Yeah, I had a friend, yep, same, kind of same. 2012, I had a buddy, I worked up and down restaurants on the Strip, and I think it was Treasure Island. I was working at a restaurant, and I had a buddy who I remember one day he said, "Hey, let's all put our paychecks together and just buy Bitcoin." And I was like, "What the hell is Bitcoin?" And I'm pretty sure I just said like, "That's the dumbest thing ever." And I think my paychecks, I think at the time were like maybe 1,800 every 2 weeks. And who knows what I did with that money instead, but yeah, and it was 2012 or 2013. I worked at Koton in Treasure Island, and so I don't even know. Yeah, it must have been at least less than $100. But the question is did this cousin you have, who was into it at 35 cents, did he? What's his situation now? Did he buy a bunch and hold on to it? Before you knew it, I looked up a few years later, Bitcoin was 1,500. Yep. I didn't take it seriously until Bitcoin was 3,500, but I didn't know. I think maybe we got in at the same time. I got in 2017. I was, I think I just bought my house, and I was on Craigslist looking for video jobs, video gigs for work, freelance stuff. And there was a Craigslist post where a guy wanted someone to make a video for, I think it was District OX, and I had no idea what it was, but I needed the money. It was like $35. They said someone make a video for District OX, and I remember I made the video, and that got me into the space. And then I made videos on Deep Brain Chain, everything. And yeah, it was 2017, and I'm pretty sure Yeah, Bitcoin wasn't too far off from, yeah, 3,500 or 4,000, because I remember when it crossed 7,000, I thought that was like, okay, this is as high as it's getting. But I had no idea. Got a mentorship learning Forex and learning how to read charts. Oh, awesome. I got into crypto around the end of 2017. Yeah, there's Trader Main is my favorite follow on Twitter or X. And he was a Forex guy that learned and just brought it over to crypto. I never learned any. I have no traditional trading experience. It was just a couple videos here and there. Yeah. And, you know, the times I was doing well in the markets, they were just momentum plays. It wasn't so much like levels and profit taking or nothing like that. I like to think I'm better now. My cousin went to college and wasn't even thinking about Bitcoin. He graduated from San Francisco University as a computer engineer, front end and back. Oh, you don't ever make fun of him? Do you talk to him? I would make fun of him every day. I'd be like, how's that 35-cent Bitcoin treating you? I mean, I'm sure computer engineering, I don't know. I assume you can get a really good job, but I also have to assume those are long hours. And if you don't really love what you're doing, it's a tough life regardless of how much you're making. Like, my income isn't high, but I have the freedom of the day as a freelancer. And I love that part. And I would hate to be stuck in a job I don't like for 8, 10, 12 hours. Unless your goal is to do it for like 3, 4 years, stack, and then go do something. So, oh man. Okay, I think what's my distance at now? 3.5 maybe? 3.5 miles. For 2 hours. Okay, well, I'm getting hungry. I think I'm gonna go get or make some food. You a basketball fan? I'm pretty sure that game's on tonight too. I think it's the Celtics. Ooh, but I think I'll check if I have a couple emails first. All right, well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, truly. Thanks for sticking around. Kind of want to watch basketball. Yeah, I mean, it's just like the only other game playing. And sometimes I just use it as background noise to have the game playing. But it's the playoffs. If it was a close series, maybe it'd be more. I think it's 2-0 already. More into football? Me too. But I can't bet now that we can't bet in California. Or do you find other ways? I'll stick around to see. I think there's a delay, but I want to know. Or do you just watch? Because in Vegas, you grow up betting on football games. Even appreciate you. But I'm wondering if I want to know if there's a way that you can bet in California. Because I have a brother who's still in Vegas, and sometimes I ask him to be like my bookie, but I just watch. I tried betting. Oh, okay, so that's good. Again, I grew up on it. Being in Vegas, that used to be the only place you could bet, and like my parents, I remember even being like 12 years old and my parents asking who I thought would win. So you kind of, growing up in Vegas, it's kind of like naturally degen. But anyway, it's probably better that I can't bet easily here anyway. But it always makes, the best thing is when you have like a parlay and you have, what's it called, red zone. That's the best experience. You could watch all the games going. You got your little parlay hoping for everyone who wins. Yeah, something about the first couple weeks of the football season, you know, it's the weather's kind of changed. It's cooler weather. You get a nice coffee, maybe a little pumpkin spice taste. You have red zone on and you have your parlay going. There's something about that. Maybe it's nostalgia for me, but like, and then after like the first 2 or 3 weeks, it kind of fades, and then you're getting mad that you lose parlays by one game, and then you're miserable. People do bet here in the Bay Area, but the bars be having bookkeepers. Yeah, I don't know what Gavin Newsom's doing. They keep shutting it down, the laws to be able to do it here. And then I think DraftKings, you can like have a VPN, but then now they're like, they know if you're using a VPN now, and then they don't let you do it. I don't know. Sunfire Casino, I kind of remember that. Oh yeah, one game. I don't understand how everyone thinks all the games are fixed, and you kind of have to feel like it's fixed against you, because it's like wild. Sometimes it can literally come down to, you have, I don't know, 6-game parlay, 5 games are in, and your 6th game you lose by a half a point. How does that happen? How do you not internalize that and say, that ref is against me personally? Even though there's trillions of other bets out there, but it's hard to not take it personally. But I've hit a couple big ones. I would say net, maybe I'm up a little. But yeah, those big ones are always fun. I was betting the 4 games and 6-game parlay. Yeah, and then you can get teasers where, you know, you're getting an extra 6 or 7 points, and it's like, you're like, this is easy, because there's no way, if, like, say Kansas City is favored, and with the teaser you're actually getting points, it's like, this is a no-brainer. And so you pick 10 of them, and then, again, you win 9, and the 10th one you get fucked. But it's all good. As long as I have a stash just for the season, like, I don't know, a couple thousand, and then I don't dip into it, anything else, I don't add more, I'm fine. It's just for fun. I only trade when I'm bored or see a really good play. Yeah, I understand. We each have devices. And again, it's probably best that I don't have access, because now that access, you can like use a credit card on your phone for some of these betting apps. Wild. But anyway, okay, that was fun. But I'm out of here. Appreciate the sub. I'll even follow you back if I can somehow figure out how to do that. And then, yeah, I'm going to try to do lives on my mornings. Maybe on the weekends, too. But I'm going to try to be more consistent in the mornings while I'm sending emails. I'm a freelance video guy for my day job, so as I'm writing emails and working on projects, maybe I'll do like a 2-hour live stream or something in the mornings. We'll see. Yeah, great chatting with you. Definitely got similar minds. Yeah, I'd love to continue to bounce ideas off of each other throughout the cycle. And yeah, just have a little community of support always helps. And we all win together. Go Theta. All right, man. Take it easy. Enjoy San Francisco. Out of here.